Hello everybody, welcome back to Brazil. We have slept. It's February and it's just a little after noon. Spent the morning taking care of our grass field. I mowed it. I picked up all the grass and put it over here to make more silage. And then I decided that I was really tired of those patches of meadow grass in my nice grass field, so I plowed it and replanted it. I don't think I need to fertilize it. Nope, it's 100% fertilized, so we're good there. But down in our sorghum field, way down there by town, we need to do some fertilization and we need to spray for weeds. So I think the first thing we're going to do is kill the weeds. Well, we don't have a lot of herbicide, but I think we may be able to make it. If we can't, we're close to town. We can always go and pick some up. I can't remember if we used all of what we bought last time. If we didn't, there's probably still some there at the store for us to load into the sprayer. Oh, and the sugar beets are not ready. That's probably going to be next month. I hope it's next month. Seems like we've been waiting for those forever. All right, that's our sunflowers. I think they're good to go. They do need some fertilizer up on this end. Yeah. This is the end that was planted before, so it's going to need some fertilizer. That end down there was grass before, so it will not. All right, so let's get this fertilized or sprayed. Well, both. But first, the spray. our sorghum field says it's 100% fertilized. I'm not sure how that happened, but I'll go with it. Well, I'm not sure that our sugar beets will even be ready tomorrow. So I think we're going to use the rest of today to start on plan B. And we can do this until the sugar beets are ready, and then we can continue after they've been harvested. I went to the store and I bought one of these. This is a wood chipper for all intents and purposes. This is a wood chipper. It had a funny label on it. It was just called tree remover. And I thought, well, I need to remove some trees, so that might be for us. It has an internal capacity of, I think, 100,000 liters. You know, I'm not going to ask too many questions about how it does it, but it does it. So what we're going to do is we are going to turn some of these trees over here into wood chips. I don't have enough room in the sawmill down there to drag all of these trees that I need to get rid of down to the sawmill. And I don't want to just lumberjack them away because they have some value. So if I can stand to do it, we are going to use this tree remover over here to remove quite a number of these trees. And we're going to use this area, this kind of awkward area here between these fields. It didn't really fit into either one of these fields. So I just kind of left it as it was. But I think now what we're going to do with this area is we're going to put in some olive trees, but not the olive trees that you're thinking of. These are not the standard olive groves that you're used to seeing. These are a little different. These are this is an olive grove, but the trees are bigger. I can't show you yet, but the trees are bigger. They're spaced farther apart, and they're harvested with a shaker that goes on the front of the tractor, I believe, maybe the rear. I'm not too sure about the harvesting, but I know it's done with vibration. It shakes the tree, and then it catches all the olives as they fall out of the tree. So, you know, it's relatively inexpensive to get into. We had this piece of land right here, and I think if I go from right over here and we clear out all of these trees through here, all the way down to the river, and then we come back up this way, well, not quite that far, but we come right back up here, and we start planting our trees along here, and we just do rows of trees all the way down to the river. I think we can probably get in, I don't know, maybe 20 of these, hopefully. And they're $30 each. So, you know, I think it's kind of hard to go wrong here. We're going to get into the olive business because we can take our olives right across over there and make olive oil and get a good price for it. So, I'm going to get to work getting rid of some of these trees. I'm going to start over here. And I think if I just go straight down this row right here, that's as far this way as we're going to go right now. I mean, at some point we may want to go farther. Let's see, pipe out. Turn it on. Now this thing is weird. I've used it before. It can be really nice and easy. It can just make the tree disappear and leave a bunch of wood chips, or it can be a nightmare and break into 100 pieces. So let's see what happens. Now that one worked out very well. If we can do all of them like that, then we are lucky. Yeah, those trees are always more difficult. The pines like these tend to do a little better. And then these guys are hit and miss. That one went okay, I suppose. This one's probably going to go right in the river. Yep. We can always use the typhoon to fish those out of the river at some point. At the very least, they're not in our way down there, so we're okay. Yep, it's usually one of these trees that gives me problems. We need to find a production that will use wood chips. I've seen a few BGAs that'll use wood chips, but they're kind of few and far between. I don't know if a biomass heating plant would use wood chips. They might. I know they'll take wood, so I'm not sure why they wouldn't take wood chips. Huh. It's odd, I'm not able to raise this up and down. I guess it's because I don't have a PTO? I don't know. Normally I'm able to raise this up and down. And that has some effect sometimes, especially on the stumps. Yeah, that tree's going to be a problem. So I may have to bring the typhoon down here and drag a few trees back to the sawmill. But that's alright. If I can get rid of a lot of them quickly with this, then that'll help. And I just don't have the room in the sawmill right now, so that's kind of not an option after just a handful of trees. I did find, I was looking for a solution to that problem. I found a storage building. It'll store wood. It'll store like 1 million liters of wood. And it would probably distribute over to our... oh, I got too close. That's the power of the tree remover right there. But yeah, that would be a nice thing. It's just really expensive, so I didn't want to spend that much money on it right now. Well, that may be an option for us at some point. And then you just spend a month cutting down trees and dragging them over to the storage. And you pretty much never would have to think about wood again if you put 1 million liters in storage and distributed that to that sawmill, because that sawmill doesn't really work that fast. I found that if you're a little more gentle with it, especially with these kind of trees, you can usually just kind of grind them all up before they actually hit the ground, which is nice. Because once they hit the ground, then you end up with this. Oh, wait. It's not grinding because I'm full. So I need to head to town and sell some wood chips. I'll see you guys over there. Well, we made some pretty good money on our wood chips there, huh? I wasn't really expecting that, but okay. So we're gonna take out some more of these trees. It's more of the same, and I may struggle a bit. So I'll bring you guys back when I'm getting a little closer to the end, and I've sold a few more loads, and we're almost ready to put in some olive trees. So I didn't really notice it on the first load, but I did notice it on the second load and the third load. And I'm not really sure exactly how much we're making per load, but wood chips right now they're sold in 3 places, or they're bought in 3 places. This place is the cheapest at $801 per 1,000 liters. So right now we're making almost $100,000 a load for wood chips. So while the price is high, I'm going to continue clearing some land because we can plant olive trees there. And if we're going to make $100,000 for every load, then it seems like we need to keep doing that for a while. So I'm going to continue, and it's just more of the same, me running into trees and grinding them into wood chips and then selling the chips. So this is 4 loads now. I'd like to do maybe 2 more loads, and I think after 2 more loads we may be millionaires. I'm not sure, but we may be, which would be a really cool thing. So I'm going to do a couple of more loads, and we'll see what time it is. We may want to rest. That the grass around these trees is really good grass, so I'm probably going to want to mow whatever we clear and pick up that grass and get it turned into silage, and then we can plant our olive trees. So we'll see how much time is left after I've done 2 more loads, but you can see how much room we have now to plant our olive grove. And I think we're just going to do a row of 2 all the way down here, and then see how many we need, see how many more we need, and we can probably fit in a couple of more shorter rows there. But I would like to do 2 long rows of two long rows. All right, I'm going to keep doing this, and I'll bring you back when I'm done. Well, we didn't quite get to $1 million. That's kind of what I figured. So we're still about 30 grand short. That's all right. We'll get there easily overnight just from income from the biogas plant. So when we wake up tomorrow, we will in fact be millionaires. We may even be millionaires before the end of the day, because I'm going to take this home and I'm going to grab the mower and come back and cut that grass. What I would like to do, I'm going to take the grass off of it, and then I want to paint a grass texture on top of where the grass used to be before I plant the olive trees. That'll give me a very, very clear picture of the ground around the olive trees and when I need to mulch, because the care is exactly the same as it is for the other olive trees. You have to mulch when the grass gets too high. You have to fertilize. And there was something else you had to do. I can't remember exactly. Cultivate, I think. So that may just be grapes. We'll see. But they do require a lot of care, and I think it would be easier to see when they need to be mulched if there's not a bunch of grass around it. So that's what we're going to do. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to drop off the trailer here. And then I'm going to put this thing out back here. Actually, I think I may put it out behind the house. It needs to kind of go somewhere all by itself and not be in the way of anything. I have put this in sheds before, and if you get anywhere close to it, it starts twitching, and it just makes me nervous. So we're going to park it there. It's just fine back here, out of sight, out of mind. All right, I might as well mow this meadow grass too while I'm here. Well, we got some fertilizing and some weeding done today. We cleared out a space for our olive trees and we got it mowed, and we put that grass in the silo to make silage. All in all, I think it was a very productive day. And I think that is where we're going to end this episode. In the next episode, we will be placing our olive trees, and we'll be celebrating being millionaires because we're not too far from there right now. We will easily be millionaires when we wake up in the morning. So we're progressing nicely. If you like this episode, I sure would appreciate a thumbs up or a subscription. If you didn't like this episode, well, please post a comment and tell me why. Either way, thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.